obedience to God, to my pastor, Jim Bell, to Pastor Session, and Pastor Owens, and to the family. Thank you guys for asking me to stand in such an awesome position. Kim is my friend and my brother. I've known Kim must have been since 1973. Our kids all grew up together, and you can see from the video that when he was out there, I was right there with him. We had some wonderful times. I thank God for the opportunity to have known and shared with him so many years. I'm going to talk to you for a brief moment from Hebrews chapter 9, verse 27. And it reads, "And just as it is appointed for man to die once, after that comes the judgment." I want to talk to you a little bit about the final judgment. God, in his infinite wisdom, he brought our families together some 43 years ago. And we have been the best of friends ever since. I say friend, but to me, Kim was more like a brother. Because I came out here after I got out of the Navy, and shortly thereafter, I met my wife, and we got married. She went home to glory, and her and Laura became friends at May Company. They worked together. Like Sonia, I had said to myself I was not going to cry, but I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself, but these tears that I shed are not tears as though there's no hope, because Kim knows where he's at, and we all know where Kim is at. But we shed tears because we missed that association. And I missed those phone calls that after my wife had passed, he would call me every week. Because, you all right? How you doing? Yeah, it's okay. Bear with me. That's okay. He's always called and check on me. And for that, I'll be so grateful. I remember he used to always ask me, "Would you cook?" Well, I cook some pork. Cooking that pork stuff that you always make. Pork. Yeah, man, I got some of that. You take it to her. I think the last meal that I had prepared for him, I think I had made a roast or something I had made. And I took it over here, and he said, "Man, that is good. I was going to make one of those." And he called me to find out how I did it. Anyway, let me get back to it. Y'all, we haven't gotten here. So let me get to this.
All right.
Kim, he confessed Christ at an early age, and so we know where he's going. Many Christians feel secretly guilty for the fact that they are grieving. They ask themselves, "Why am I crying?" Knowing that my loved one has gone to a better place. And we know that Kim is in a better place. He is not in any pain and any suffering, because he was truly in pain. He suffered, I believe, more so since 1978. We were in a car accident. My leg was amputated. Kim's leg was messed up. And I believe ever since then, Kim began to really go down. He had compassion and understanding and love and kindness towards one another. We never really talked about it, but in my spirit, I always believed that Kim felt guilty about what had happened to me. But I always would assure him, hey, it's all right. We were out doing a good deed for someone else. And I want to assure every one of you, every single one of you who will one day face a similar situation than what the Daniels are facing right now. It's okay and it's totally expected to be sad at the death of someone you have spent years of your life being close to. I know Kim and Laura for more than 40 years, and I'm certainly going to miss the weekly phone calls from Kim asking how I was doing and wanting to know what I had cooked. After all, nobody thinks it is surprising if we cry when we send a loved one off on an airplane to some distant land. But the Christian death is still a pardon, even though it is not a final one, because we will see each other again. But it's a fact of life. Every one of us are going to die. And that's just life.
Amen.
Life teaches us is that man that is born of a woman is destined to die.
Yes.
Pastor Sessions said earlier, Pastor Owen said earlier, you're going to leave this world one or two ways.
Yes.
You're going to either go in a box or you're going to be caught up in the rapture. But anywhere you go, you're going to leave this world.
Yes.
So we all know that we're going to die, but what we have to begin to do is we have to prepare ourselves right now for that final call.
Yes.
Because it's destined to happen.
Yes.
I was listening at the radio this morning, TV this morning, and there was an Uber driver killed this morning, 3 o'clock. She probably didn't expect to die. She had looked forward to being with her loved one, but that was the end. We never know when God will call us home. But it's an interesting thing. Death should not be our concern. It's the final judgment what we should be concerned with. The first thing to understand about the final judgment is that it cannot be avoided. We will all be judged on that day.
Yes.
Regardless of how we choose to interpret prophecy on the end times, we are told that it is appointed to man once to die. But after that, the judgment. My Lord. We all have a divine appointment with our Creator. Apostle John said in Revelations 20, chapter 11, he says, "And I saw a great white throne, and him standing on it, from whose face the earth and the heaven fled away, and a place where not found for them. And I saw the dead, the small and the great, stand before God, and books were opened, and another book was opened, which is the book of life. And the dead was judged out of those things which were written in the books according to their works. My Lord. And the sea gave up the dead in it, and death and hell delivered up the dead in them. And each one of them was judged according to their works." Each one of us is going to be judged according to the works that we live, that we do. We are born into this world, and all you have, life is a race from birth to the grave. Yes. And everything that we're concerned with is what it is that we do in between birth and death. So the death and hell was cast into the lake of fire. This is the second death. And if anyone was not found written in the book of life, he was cast into the lake of fire. This passage introduced us to the final judgment, the end of human history and the beginning of the eternal state. As God the Son, Jesus Christ will be the judge. All unbelievers will be judged by Christ at the great white throne, and they will be punished according to the works they have done. Yeah. Ask yourself the question, what kind of works have I done? Kim had done some wonderful works. He had helped so many people as he passed this way. He talks about, if I can just touch one somebody as I pass this way, my living would not have been in vain. Kim's living was not in vain, because he touched so many lives. Yes. He helped so many people in so many different ways. But one thing is for sure, whenever you help somebody, they will damn you, and they will curse you, and they will say all manner of things about you. They will try to cut you down, but yet still you continue to hold on to the promises of the Lord. Yeah. You continue to love one another, continue to treat everyone good, and treat everybody right. Those are the things that you're going to be judged to when that great day comes. It says that the unbelievers will stand before God and before the great white throne and be judged according to their works. Now, just because we have accepted Christ as our Savior does not mean that we're not going to be judged. But we will judge too. But the only difference is that we will stand before the judgment seat of Christ, and God will judge us on our works, and they will be written in the book of life as all that we had did. But now our faith is in the hands. The end of our soul's journey will be either in an eternal heaven or in an eternal hell. Ask yourself the question, where do I want to spend the rest of my life? Because death is not the end. Death is a transition from one state into another. When we leave this world, we will go to be with the Father who is sitting at the right hand of the Father. And we will always be there for the rest of eternity. It says we must choose where we will be by accepting or rejecting the sacrifices of Christ on behalf of on our behalf. And we must make that choice before our physical lives on this earth come to an end. Before we die, we have to decide, where do we want to go? Because the Bible teaches us that no man comes to the Father except by Christ. Yes. And we identify ourselves with Christ through the birth, burial, and the resurrection. Yes. Jesus took on the sins of the world and he died for our sins. Yes. And all we have to do is confess Christ as our Savior. Yes. And he will cast all the things that we've done in the sea of forgiveness and remember them no more. The Bible says that he will separate them as far as the east is from the west. Yes. I ask you again, make up your mind today while you can, because tomorrow is not promised. Yes. There's those that had laid down last night that didn't wake up this morning, but we thank God that he gave us another opportunity. Most of you came out here to say farewell to Kim, but that was not the reason you came out here. God came out here for you to hear a word. I don't know what position your relationship is with Christ, but while you can, you got to accept him. Because if you don't, you will spend the rest of your life in eternal damnation. Yes. Then it goes on and says, after death there is no longer a choice. And our faith is to stand before the throne of God, where everything will be open and naked before him. We will stand before the throne of God and give an account for all the deeds that we have done. Yes. But one thing that God says is that you don't have to do that. All you have to do is just accept Christ as your Savior. And it's just simple as it is that you confess it with your mouth, believing in your heart that Jesus was the Son of God and he was raised from the dead. Yes. My Bible tells me that you shall be saved. Yes. But it's more than that. You have to be able to go and have a relationship with Christ. People will promote, come to my church, come to this church, but we want you to have a relationship with our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Yes. Because if you establish this relationship, you won't so easily walk away. Kim and Laura had a relationship. They stayed together for 46 years until God called them home. My wife and I, we had a relationship. We were together 39 years before God called her home. Yes. And so many of you have that same testimony. So I encourage you, if you have not done it, just accept Christ while you can. I don't know what your relationship is. I don't know what position you are in, but just contemplate, where do I want to spend eternity? Do I want to spend it in hell, or do I want to spend it safely in the arms of Jesus? In a place where they tell me that the weary cease to exist. Yes. They tell me that the streets are paved with gold. They tell me there's always howdy, and it's never goodbye. They tell me there's no pain and no suffering. They tell me it's a place where we never end. It's always a good day. That the streets are paved with gold. I thank you for coming out, and I pray that you think about what it is that you have done in your life, because the Bible teaches that we will give an account for all the deeds that we have done, whether it's good or bad. But there's a saving grace, is that if you accept Christ as your Savior, he will forgive you for your sins. Yeah. And Paul said it best. He says, the things that I want to do, I don't. The things that I should not do, I do. But it's no longer I that do them. It's the sin that dwells within me. And this flesh is nothing but sin. Jesus, keep me near thy cross. There's a precious fountain, free to all, a healing stream flows from Calvary's mountain. You know, I was not asked to do this, but I'm going to offer an opportunity for anyone that's under the sound of my voice that have not accepted Christ as your Savior. You don't have to church, but that you have a relationship with our Lord and Savior. That's not right. The important thing is, we don't want you to be condemned, but we want you to be saved. That's why Christ comes. He said that he did not come to change the law, but to fulfill it. And all the laws that have depended on one thing is that we love one another. If there's anyone that has not accepted Christ and would like to confess this to their Savior right now, just raise your hand. Amen. Amen. It says that before Christ returns, everyone will have an opportunity to receive him. Yes. And you just had your opportunity. Yes. Amen.